the first thing we need to make sure are two things. First, your currency masters. So all your in this particular date, we're in the Epicor Education database. So in this particular database, these are the currencies that we have set up. One thing that is crucial is that each currency must have its ISO currency code defined in this currency master screen. So every currency must have their ISO code set up under the details, credit card processing, ISO currency code. This is the way that we validate the currency pairs and we find the right exchange rate. Then in this particular database, we also have, as you know, uh, different exchange rate types. In this particular rate, we're going to be using rate type 1 to tell the web service that this is the rate type that we are going to update. Okay, so once you receive your confirmation email from after your subscription, you're going to get an email that points you to our portal where you're going to log in and set up, finish configuring your account, validating your email, setting up your password, and you're going to arrive to our customer portal where all your products that you have will display. In this particular case, we're going to go to the TCP XR Connect configuration. I am going to make a jump over to this one, and whatever subscription you have will be displayed in your drop-down menu. So you're going to select your active subscription, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add, with our basic subscription, you can add one database and one company, unlimited currencies. With our Pro plan, you can do up to 5 databases, unlimited company, unlimited currencies. So you're going to define a friendly alias name so that you know what server you're updating. Here we're going to enter the IP or the URL for your Epicor REST access. Epicor REST must be active and accessible. We will deal with setting up Epicor REST in a different video. Once Epicor REST is available from the outside or from the internet, we just put in the IP address or the URL and the name of the database that we're going to be accessing. In this case, it's TCP MIA train. It's going to ask us for a user ID for this particular connection. You could set up a user specific for this update. This will consume the license for a few seconds while it makes an update on a daily basis. Otherwise, you can use any user that's authorized to have access to currencies. And here you're going to set up your email where you're going to get all your notifications of successful updates and any error that may occur. Once you fill out those basic fields, we do your update, and we now have a successful connection to your database. We let you know by the green arrow. If there's any problem, you would get an error message. Now that we've set up your basic subscription, your server and database, we can now add companies to this database. And basically, it's a company rate type combination. So since we are the Epicor Education database, we are now connected. It will drop down all the companies that are in that database. In this particular case, we are going to use Epicor Education. And like we said, we're going to use rate type 1. Once again, we're connected to the database, so the drop-down fields that you're getting are the ones coming directly from your database. So based on rate type 1, drops down your base currency and all our target currencies that we have available. So let's set up dollars to euros first. And now I get to pick a source. So these are the valid sources available for that particular combination pair of currencies. In this case, let's use Fixer. We have more information about Fixer on our website. And with Fixer, you always just select the Fixer IO series and you update. Let's add another currency to that same company. So for education, rate type 1, base currency is US, and our target currency, I want to show you Mexican pesos here, because this combination or pair of currencies, we have other options for the sources. We can go to fixture, but in this particular case, we have a connection directly to the Bank of Mexico, Central Bank of Mexico. So we could, let's select that as our source, and it will drop down the valid series available for that source, which is Mexican peso to dollar, and we just do update. So that is the basic setup. Once you set that up, TCP XR Connect will update your database on a daily basis. On the database side, what you get is if you go to your exchange rate entry, you're going to see the different an entry for each date. And if you select that particular currency combination, you see that it is updated by TCP XR. On your email on a daily basis, you will get a email notifying you what database, company, rate type, and currency combinations and series were updated and what the value of those updates are.